Hey, Gootsy newbie here, but I'm on my KTM 390 adventure. Um, Time to start kind of kitting it out, and so we'll just do some little projects and I'll show you how they're done. First thing I'm going to do is put a battery tender plug on this bike. This is sometimes called a pigtail, and what it does is it gives you access to your battery for a charger, a tender to keep your battery charged up over the winter or something like that. But I also use it to power your compressor, so you can change your air pressures on the fly. So it should be pretty simple. Let's see what's under the seat and get this thing installed. Okay, so to get to the battery on this bike, there's a little keyhole down here, and you go through the back seat here and then take the front seat off. The way I've got this Wolfman dry bag on right now, I gotta take it off in order to do the seat. I've got a luggage rack on the way, so this thing will sit back behind the seat, and that'll help me skip this process, and will also let me put a passenger on the back. That said, this bag is really top-notch. You know, it's waterproof and pretty tough. That's great. Okay, so we're gonna pop this thing off here. There's the key right here. That just comes right off. Then this just comes right off. And there's a little tool roll in here. I always keep my documents right in there. And I'm just getting a look at this thing. So it looks like we're going to need a Phillips head to lift that battery terminal a little bit. This one too. Now, last time I installed one of these, I had to kind of do some cutting in order to make this thing let the pigtail through. So we'll just see what we find here once we try fitting this up. But first thing I'm going to do is loosen these bolts up. Obviously, when you're working with electricity, just be extra careful. I don't know much about electricity, but I do know if you touch both of these things at the same time, it could arc. And I think if you touch that one and some metal at the same time, it could shock you. So just don't touch anything except for the bolt you're working with. So. Okay, now this is the pigtail. This is the end that's going to plug into your charger or your compressor, and then these guys go over the terminals. Red to red, black to black. Should be pretty straightforward. What I was talking about earlier is this little cover can make it kind of hard for this thing to fit. I think just a slight bend here will make that work, but we'll see. Otherwise I might have to cut a little slit on this side, but I'll start with black here. So what I'm going to end up doing is cutting a slit in this little cover, because if I try to route this over the top of the battery, this ledge is going to stick the cord up in the air, and I want it to lay flat. So I'm going to cut a little slit right here for that thing to go through. All right, now I've got a little slit. This thing will pass through there, and it should work just how I'm picturing. Yep, that'll work great. Boom. Okay, so as you saw, I had to cut kind of a notch for this little red guy to come out, but now that's covered and the pigtail is installed. There's a little fuse here so things don't blow. You can just kind of leave this thing coiled up in here, maybe keep the little cover on there, and then yeah, when you're ready to do it, you just plug your compressor in. I've got a video about how to use that compressor that I had on my Gootsy, so I'll link to that below. But that is how you install a battery tender pigtail. Thanks for watching.